To shoot interesting and effective video, it's important to remember that you are in control of everything the viewer sees. For instance, did I just float around the room like some kind of an X-Man? No, of course not. At least not in reality. But in the world of video, in the world of the frame of sight, I did. Because this is a world that I control. I control what you see and how you perceive it. Hopefully over the next couple of minutes I can show you a couple of examples of how you can control your videos. Ways and techniques to illustrate how you constantly have control of what your viewer is seeing. Depth of field is a great way to add interest to your shots. Depth of field is basically a layering of objects from front to back, inside the frame of sight. Take for instance this shot taken from an interview. The subject is speaking in the foreground while his drums rest in the background. His drums enhance the interview because they tell a story by themselves that he is a musician. They don't take command of the scene since they are nestled in the back. However, without them, you wouldn't have as well an idea of who he is. This is one way in which you can use an object within the depth of field to tell a story. This is what's known as an establishing shot. It's an establishing shot of just an ordinary house. By placing this shot at the beginning of a scene, I suggest that the rest of the scene is going to take place there. However, as I stated earlier, I control what you see and what is assumed by my shot composition. Since you don't know what the inside of that house actually looks like, I can film the rest of the sequence somewhere where I'm actually not. And at a different time of day. As I said earlier, you always have control of what your viewer sees when shooting video. The tighter you shoot a subject or subjects, the more confined your framing will be. In addition to that, you can suggest by using only a few people and some great soundtrack work that a place that is almost empty is packed with people. Count how many people you see in this next scene.
Well, it was short notice, you know, we had to get Joe in here, and he just came in from New York. And I had to pick him up from the airport. It was quick. You know. Hey, could you pass me the ketchup?
Thanks. Burgers are fine, don't worry about it.
Alright.
I don't even want to eat these. It looks gross. The chips probably look the best on the full plate. I can't believe you put a bagel in with your meal. I hate it.
Well, honey, you can either get that or go get
Chuck's not even eating his food.
This is the groom putting on the socks and shoes.
Chuck likes chips.
Steve, that section of the house is closed.
That part right here.
Oh. Danger, Steve, danger.
This is the last time I get to your feet.
I can't eat anymore.
See? Chuck likes the chips.
Oh, well,
Good job, Chuck.
yeah. This is your last.
Not so much for the burgers, but he likes the chips.
Good thing. Hate to see what comes out after.
Alright, so how many people could you see in that scene? Would you believe that there were only 3 people actively participating? The noise of the dinner crowd was simply pre-recorded and played behind the actors. The person walking behind the actors, handing over the food, and sitting opposite of the actors was actually the same person. We simply had him change shirts. When it comes to video, you can be creative. Even without the use of high-tech special effects and wizardry, you can suggest so much simply by the way you compose a shot or a sequence. So really, I'm not even hanging upside down right now. I'm actually right side up. So, yeah. Use these tips as well as a few of your own and you'll have more interesting and understandable videos in no time. Oh, by the way, there's a great book out. It talks about a lot of what I talked about today. It's called Video Communication and Production by Jim Stinson. So make sure you check that out. I'm Tom Wolf. Thanks a lot for watching.